Hey friends, Dave here at Transfer Express, and I think we can all agree that heat printing with screen printed transfers is perfect for those low or mid quantity t-shirt orders and that inexpensive on-demand printing. But they are also a great way to make some big money on those larger quantities. So maybe your business is growing, or maybe you just want to bid on a huge order of custom apparel, or maybe your TikTok post and channel went viral and you've got 200 orders to fulfill by the end of the week. Well, regardless, we've all found ourselves in a position where we've got to knock out a ton of shirts quick. Now granted, based on your setup, there may be a tipping point where we may consider outsourcing the job to a contract screen printer. But with some tips we're going to show you today, you could be confident in taking on those humongous projects and putting all that profit right back into your pocket. Are you ready? Let's do it. Now, if you're new to the channel, Transfer Express is the world's leading supplier of custom screen printed and digital heat transfers for the apparel decorating industry. With 2 facilities in Ohio and Arizona, we're able to meet the demand of our customers nationwide. Now we are dedicated to quality and customer service, and helping grow your t-shirt business is our #1 priority. Everything we do is focused on making sure we send high quality, fashionable, custom transfers on time and on a budget. Now before we talk about optimizing your setup for super efficient printing, let's touch on a few of the benefits of using screen printed transfers for large t-shirt orders. So #1, no weeding. Now, if you're using vinyl, this could be tedious and time consuming, especially on multicolor artwork that you're gonna have to line up. And those detailed graphics with fine text usually take a ton of time to weed. #2, the screen printed quality and durability without the setup or mess. No burning screens or worrying about washing out ink. And these transfers are wash tested to over 50 wash dry cycles, and it ensures you a long lasting durable print. #3 is quick printing. We're gonna use Goof Proof today, which is a 4 to 6 second press. So that's 4 seconds pressed per shirt, per location, and a hot peel. That's gonna maximize your shirt per hour count, depending on the fabric that you're printing on, of course, and the number of colors in your design. And #4 is maximum profitability. Labor is only the fixed cost that doesn't scale with quantity. Both print cost and your garment costs lower when you buy more. Now, we're going to talk about the tips for maximum efficiency. And you're going to see a lot of these boiled down to proper planning and prep. And that's going to make a huge difference when you actually get printing and be able to print super fast. So first thing we're going to do is cut all of our gang sheets down. So you could have them in pre-sorted stacks depending on the print location or the artwork that you're doing. So we're gonna take our gang sheet here. Since our case, we're just going to be doing the fronts. We'll take our gang sheet and just cut out only this front graphic. So there's nothing else laying around in our workstation, just what we're printing. Once we're all set, we'll go ahead and put them right next to the heat press so they're ready to go. And we'll move on to our next step. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is using a quality heat press. Now we're saying that because we want to maintain and stabilize the temperature of the upper platen. Now this could also reduce wait times, because some of those lower quality presses could lose the temperature and then you have to wait 5-10 minutes for the temperature to come back up. If you're worried about that for any reason, you could always bump the temperature by 10 degrees to make sure it stays in that perfect zone for the transfer that you're pressing. So for our use here, the Hotronix Auto Clam has a patented elongated E-shaped design for the heating coil in the upper platen that keeps the temperature super consistent regardless of what presses you throw at. The next tip to maximum efficiency is going to be threadability. Now, this is mega important if you're printing both the fronts and backs of your t-shirts on this run. Even if you're not, it makes printing just the fronts super easy. Now, not only can you just spin the garment on the platen if you're printing both sides, but it makes the loading, unloading, and aligning of your prints an absolute breeze. Now, not to mention the time spent getting the shirts to lay flat or aligned properly if you're used to just laying the shirt over the platen. So we are using a quick slip pad protector mounted onto our Hotronix 16x20 auto clamp, which makes threading the garment very quick and easy. Now, the Hotronix Auto Clam is not threadable by itself, so you are going to have to couple it with something like this caddy stand or the counter caddy stand that is available from transferexpress.com. Now, not only does it save space with its compact design, but it also adjusts the height of your press to be the best ergonomic fit for you. And that is absolutely crucial for the days when you are going to be spending hours at your heat press. Now, along with our setup here with the caddy stand, we have it coupled with the caddy shelves. They're super easy to install and available from transferexpress.com, but it brings us to our next point of keeping your supplies close by. Sure, you could have your t-shirt 6 feet away from you, and it only takes 4 seconds to go get that shirt. But 4 seconds over the course of a couple hours printing could really take 10 to 20 minutes of printing time away from you. So you want everything super close by. Here we have our transfers on one of the shelves here, and over on this side we have our t-shirts. Now, it is an awesome tip to set everything up so that you have to do the least amount of motion to get everything where it needs to go. Let me explain. So instead of having them folded up between every single shirt that we have to unfold it and get it aligned, we'll just go ahead and turn it right around. So when we are printing and we're really jamming, all you have to do is grab a shirt and in one motion, thread it right onto your heat press, just like that. Now that we've got everything all set up, let's talk about the right platen. So if you're printing on hoodies with the pocket seams that get in the way, or polos where you have to build up the print area with mouse pads, maybe you're printing a lot of sleeves and sliding the Print Perfect pad into the sleeves just takes too much time. Investing in a specialty platen can pay itself off in just the time saved printing one of these large runs. It makes it super easy to avoid printing near seams or collars, and it's much faster than elevating certain areas with a mouse pad. We could totally use this 16x20 platen that's on the Hotronix Auto Clam right now, but to make things a little bit easier and quicker and more efficient on us, I want to show you one of our brand new platens. Now, if you haven't seen this one, it is the Tag-Along HP Platen. And this works great if you want to print the tags at the same time as your front artwork. But in our case here for today, it's going to help us just make sure our regular t-shirts are aligned properly on the press with this shoulder and neck shape in the platen. If you're printing hoodies, it's absolutely clutch because it gives you a good printing area that keeps that lower pocket seam and hood from the hoodie off the press. So you don't have to raise any print areas and it prints super quick. So let's get this installed on the press right here. All you have to do is lift this lever, pull the platen right on out. We'll set this one right here and grab your new platen and align it up, drop it in and lock it back down. That's how easy it is to switch over the platen. There's only one step left and that's to keep it clean. So we are going to keep a recycling bin or garbage can very close by so we don't start covering the floor or table with release papers. Now these could cause a hazard or a mess to clean up later, so you're really just making more work for yourself if you haven't already secured a place for you to throw your release sheets when they're all done. Now that we've got everything set up and we're ready to roll, let's start pressing. We'll go ahead and grab our shirt, align it right here onto the heat press, all nice and straight. Makes it super easy. We'll pre-press this one for 3 to 5 seconds. We've got both of our dual timers set up on the press, so we're ready to roll. Then we'll go ahead and take our artwork and set it down right here on the shirt. Now, once you get into a rhythm, all of this alignment and placement is just going to become second nature. We'll go ahead and press it 3 to 5 seconds with our Goof Proof. Makes it super easy. Throw it right down there and we'll come right on off. Now I do have just a couple additional tips real quick before we wrap everything up. Number one, you should absolutely try to minimize all distractions and interruptions while you're printing. If you're printing at home, try to keep the family or kids in another room And some people like to watch TV while you're doing it, but we've seen productivity go down whenever you start getting distracted and looking up away from the printing area. Music, let's jam out, get in the rhythm, and get everything done. Number 2, you saw us using our Goof Proof screen printed transfers. Now, our Goof Proof transfers are awesome for large runs because they're not only a hot peel, you can peel immediately, there's no waiting for the transfer to cool, it is just ready to go. It also applies in as low as 4 seconds. So it makes the presses super quick, and you're not wasting any time just waiting for the shirt to apply. So here at Transfer Express, we are always dedicated to helping you and your t-shirt business with tips, tricks, education, and inspiration just like this video here. If you have any questions, comments, or topics that you would like to see us cover in an upcoming video, just let us know in the comments section down below. As always, make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with all of our weekly content. We're dropping videos just like this one all the time. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing. The upper platen temperature when the thunder hits. Super easy on any of the Hotronix presses. I caught it.